Hi everybody, welcome to Insider Yachting. This is the full-length review of Utopia, which is a great trawler-style boat built by Offshore Yachts. Now we have the yacht pack ready to go for this boat. If you just click on the yacht pack button, which is over here on your right-hand side, leave the name of the boat and your email address, and we'll get that to you right away. It's packed full of all the photographs, its descriptions, the specifications. The boat's also here in Fort Lauderdale, so if you want to join me for our weekly yacht tours and get on board and see what Utopia is all about, then just down below on the right hand side is the weekly yacht tours button. Click on that and we'll be able to fit you in. They are getting pretty busy now. It's the summer. Everyone's looking at what boats they want for the winter, but let's take a look into Utopia. So nice profile shot there. It's a great looking boat. Remind me a little bit of the Grand Banks, which is another boat that we have up for review in one of our other full-length reviews. It's actually one of the three today. This is 64.5 feet, built in 2007. Let's take a look at the specs. 16 foot 10 inches is the beam. A little bit narrower than some of the other manufacturers of the same size. The reason for that, though, is this is actually a 62 that has the extension on the back to build it up to this length. So it is actually a smaller model, but they have a great extension on the aft cockpit, and the swim platform has a real nice back platform there. So great boat, has a good speed because the hull shape is that smaller shape, and it has a great fuel burn as well. So the draft is also going to be something that you'll benefit. It's under 5 feet, which is fantastic for the Bahamas or sort of island hopping. Built in 2007 by Offshore. Offshore are a very reputable company. They now build their boats out of Singapore and Malaysia. The actual starters of the yard were one of the pioneers for fiberglass techniques and construction. So very good heritage here. It's a deep V hull, very nice seaworthy hull. I've heard a lot of good comments on how these boats do handle in rough seas. Caterpillar engines, the C15s, very reliable engines, very easy to work on, and they are 865 horsepower, pushing this boat up to a maximum of a cruising speed of 17 knots and a maximum of 21. So great speed out of this. 3 staterooms. It does say in one of the write-ups that it has a capacity for 8 in those 3 staterooms. I am assuming that is using a sofa settee setup that they have in the main salon here. I don't have that information with me now, but it will be in the yacht pack if you want to request that. It's down here in Dania Beach, very easy to see. We're going to have some of our weekly yacht tours go and take a look, and the asking price is $1,445,000. So it's a great price for everything that you get in here. So let's take a look into the photographs here. These two are of the main salon. The one thing that I don't like here, and I'll just point it out quickly, is the TV. Slightly representative of the age. You see this a lot in sport fishes and in these sort of trawlers. It's so easy now to put in a TV lift. These actual lifts have gotten a lot smaller and a lot more reliable over the last few years. So you don't usually see the TVs permanently at that lower level like that. I like to see them on a lift. It's just kind of seems clumsy and awkward having it down there permanently without that countertop lift. So that's my only negative point here. It's a very comfortable feeling boat, nice high ceilings, beautiful sort of open and airy feel to it. with those huge windows running port and starboard across the back doors there, and of course you can see all the way forward to the pilot house. So huge amounts of light coming in here, and they play off the sort of neutral tones and the cream carpets and the cream ceiling very nicely. So real nice open and airy feel here, and you don't feel that beam, that sort of narrower beam, very much in here, which is a great compliment to the builder and the way they've designed this. So further on in through the photographs, we can see the galley here. Nice full-size oven, double door refrigerator. They have microwave oven in there, the trash compactors, the fridge freezers, drawers there. So really have all the bits and pieces you want. I like that raised level that they have for serving. It's a nice touch. It also means that you have a bit more storage there without things looking like they're just sat up on a countertop, with it having that sort of small wall there almost. Nice black granite countertops, nice big sink there. It's really nice, nicely laid out. Below that photograph, still on the left hand side, this is now looking into the pilot house. I like seeing big sofas here in the trawler style, because generally they do sort of move around quite a bit. This almost becomes a central sort of focus point of the boat, much like kitchens are in homes. Everyone kind of gathers around the kitchen, and the same on boats. When you have country style kitchens, everyone tends to gravitate to that area, and it's the same on this style boat, the trawler style boats. Everyone sort of gravitates to the wheelhouse. So I like seeing a nice big sofa like that, with a big chart table there. All of the equipment that you would expect to see on a sort of more modern boat. It's nice that they have the big screens there, the big chart plotters, the radars, all the usual sort of Raymarine piece of equipment that you would expect. See, they got the VHSs there. They've got tank monitoring systems there. This is a full headhunter system that they have on board for the sewage treatment plant, so very reliable equipment that they have fitted on here. Below on the right hand side, we now start to look at some of the cabins. This is the master cabin here, a queen bed. It is fitted on, I believe it's the port side that the master cabin is. It's not a full beam cabin like you see on some of the more modern boats, but this is the layout that they've chose. They do have a nice Raymarine readout there, display there for depth sounding and wind speeds and things. Not a full chart layout, but it does give you the important information. Forwards into the VIP cabin, another queen bed here. It's nice to see that they have kept the sort of larger size beds, so it really is a true VIP cabin up here. It's not just a forward sort of bow cabin. And then the third guest room is the over-under bunks there. Great kids cabin. We don't see any photographs of the baths or the heads of the bathrooms here, but I will get hold of them and put them into the yacht pack. So now moving outside, great thing about these trawlers is they 9 times out of 10 they have nice big flybridge decks, great for entertaining. They have all of the sort of grills and wet bars up there. This has a full repeater station from the main helm location down in that sort of lower pilot house. They have a nice seating area. They have a great big open back deck with the tender on there. Tender has a 60 horsepower on the back, a nice big crane to pick that up, put it in the water. And it's also great to see that crane is all the way off to the one side. a lot of times on the larger boats, when they have the bigger cranes, we'll see them put that on the center line of the boat. It's good for stability of the boat, but really you can counteract that with sort of putting lead in the hull and then put that crane off to one side. Now, having that crane off to one side, what that means is that once the tender and the toys are in the water, you then have this huge open deck space that you can properly use and set up with deck chairs or whatever sort of entertaining equipment that you want. With that crane in the middle of the deck, even once all the toys are in the water, it's such a huge piece of equipment that's in the way that deck is still unusable. So it's great to see that off to one side there, and they have the stairway leading down to the aft deck. So this is our huge extension that we see here. A nice big swim platform, great for fishing, great for water sports setup, and running all of the good fun stuff off the back there. The boat is quite well set up for fishing. They do have rod holders that clip on sort of variously around the boat. We don't see them in the capping rail, but they do have quite a good fishing setup there. The engine room is another good point about the boat. The Caterpillar engines have been very well maintained. They only have 1,600 hours on them. They have dual generators, a 16 kilowatt and a 12 kilowatt. It's nice having the two different outputs there. You can always put the low one as almost a night generator to run things at slightly more efficient speeds, rather than having a higher powered engine only running at 25-30% load. That's when you start to have all of your carbon build up, and your rings will start leaking. You'll start having a very dirty burning engine. That's when you see the plumes of black smoke when the generator starts up, and you have that black crust along the surface of the water. Generally that's from the generators, because they don't run them at 75% load or above. All engines like to run at 75% load or above. Anything below that for prolonged periods of time, and they're really just sort of chugging along very inefficiently. It's worthwhile mentioning for those of you that already do have a boat, if you do have that problem with the black sludge sort of building up along the surface of the water, quite often it's your aftercooler that is the issue there, or the rebreather that comes from the crankcase breather into the top of the turbo. That can quite often get built up with oil residue in there. There are new pieces of equipment that you can fit in. The one that springs to mind that I've fitted on boats before is called a Walker separation system, and it's basically a CCV filter that will catch that oil mist from the crankcase breather before it then goes back into the turbo. So a little bit of technical information for you there, but it's quite often nice to have a look at these things yourselves before you have to pay for technicians to come in. Quite often it's just the charge air coolers that you'll need to take out, clean up, and then put back in. It's a 3 or 4 hour job that you can do yourself quite easily with basic tools. So back to Utopia here. We come to the write-up. It's a pretty good write-up. We have all this in the yacht pack, so I won't spend too long on this. You can request that and go through it yourself. I'll pull out some of the main parts. From the mechanical equipment, we see the 1,600 hours on the Caterpillar C15s. We see our two Northern Light generators. I would imagine they're John Deere engines in there. Northern Lights usually use John Deere engines. Again, very easy to work on, easy to maintain. We can see in there it does have stabilizers. That's great to see that on this size boat. We also see the headhunter system. and it goes into some of the details on the sort of oil change systems and other bits and pieces of equipment that they have fitted. Moving on from that, details the electrical systems that they have on board and the electronics. There we see a lot of our Raytheon on chart plotters and the Ray Marine equipment, the Headhunter Tank Sentry, that's our tank displays, readouts, the autopilots there, the electrical system. They do have the inverters for all the battery chargers. They have the shore power connections. This other side on the right hand side here, that details bits and pieces that are fit in the Salon, Galley and pilot house. Again, you can read through that on your own. It just basically gives you an inventory of all of the features there. The usual stuff that you would expect to see on a boat of this age and this size. The last page, master cabin, VIP cabin and guest staterooms. You can see that the master cabin and the VIP are both queen size beds. That's nice to see that there. The VIP isn't just a forward cabin, it is a true VIP room. Each of the rooms have the TVs. They have the nice full size closets there, plenty of hanging space. Really a good all around boat if you're looking to sort of break into the larger trawler style boats. So a pretty good price for what you're getting here. So that's it. I'll leave you with that. As I mentioned, the yacht pack, request that, get all of the information. If you want to be notified of when the next reviews are up, just click below on the Be the First to Know. If you'd like to take a walk around this boat and see it firsthand and get a good feel for what these trawlers are about, or if you're looking to change up to a boat like this and you already have a fairly good idea, then join me for our weekly yacht tours. We have a few groups of people every day that come in and see various boats around South Florida and Fort Lauderdale, sort of Broward area. So hit on the Yacht Tours button, leave us your name and email address and when would be a best time for you to get on the tours. They are filling up now. It's the summer. People are doing their homework now for getting their new boat towards the end of the summer and being able to use it for the winter, which is the best time around here, out of hurricane season, and the temperatures come down a little bit. So thanks for joining me. Click on the other full-length tours. We have 2 other trawlers for you today. Great options, and I'll see you there.